Hi, my friends, and welcome to my review of a movie I imagine only the small children in the audience really wanted to see. This is Cars 3. I did not see it in 3D tonight, so I can't comment on that, but I did see it in Cinemark XD at a discount price with those pesky unicorns because I really wanted the sound quality and the picture quality because you expect a lot. Even though this film is not original, it's the third part in a unnecessary franchise that's only there to make money. I still love Pixar and I love Disney and I like these characters, and I was hoping that this series was going in a different direction. Now, I'm not a hater of the second film, but I understand the hate, I understand the bad reviews. I do appreciate that it took the franchise in a different direction from the original film, which I do love. I think the original film was great, thanks to a great voice cast that included Owen Wilson and Bonnie Hunt and Paul Newman, the late great Paul Newman. And I think that is a great film, even though the story's been done before, in especially live action. So I wasn't really that excited to see this new film, and I tried to stay away from the reviews and the previews and the trailers because I was hoping that, even though we know these characters, I was hoping that the franchise would even go in a different direction than we've seen before with the car racing. And of course, in the second film, where Tom Mater's the big star of the film, and he's going off in these adventures, and suddenly he's a spy, and it just gets really stupid and silly. Though surprisingly entertaining, I was hoping that the third film would be different from that. That's not the case, but that's not a bad thing either. The film does focus on racing. That's the majority of the film. And we get to see more, of course, of Lightning McQueen and his journey and his sad relationship with his past and his future, and dealing with the death of Doc Hudson, the character played by Paul Newman, who has a very small part in this film. So it was great. I have to admit, my favorite part of this movie was just hearing Paul Newman's voice. And I was a huge fan of, I still have a huge fan of Paul Newman, and I've seen lots of his films throughout his wonderful career. And so I really just appreciated that, just to hear that again. Now, Lightning McQueen is dealing with a lot of things. You know, he's dealing with new cars coming, he's dealing with getting older and becoming the past, and we get to see him in many different locations with new characters and old characters. I did like some of the new characters and new voices. Again, the voice acting's great, the animation's great. The story itself is not bad. It's not a terrible story, but it's not really that original either. It's nothing incredibly special about it. Actually, I would say the first two acts felt really pointless, and they really dragged from time to time, and I only was interested in what I was seeing because of the wonderful animation. And I have to say, I actually liked the background locations. It felt like they had just shot it on a real location and added the cars later. That's how beautiful the animation, the background looks. And of course, the animation of the characters and the voice work and how they interact with each other is just perfect, and you expect that from Pixar. I would love, and of course, going into this one, I didn't expect too much originality, but I would love more. I mean, if we're going to make sequels to these things, and I understand why the Cars movies are made, especially because money, I'm looking more forward to Incredibles 2 and Toy Story 4 than another Cars movie. I think the story is tired, and it's done, and it's good. This is a trilogy of films we don't need anymore, though I imagine this movie made tons of money over the weekend. I haven't really checked, and they're probably going to make 10 more of these coming up, and I'd be fine if they went straight to video and not straight to the theater anymore. I'd be fine if they went straight to video and they just, because, you know, straight to video, it's there, you see it when you go to Target or Walmart or Best Buy, and you just kind of move on. You're like, what else is available to see? I just don't think there's really anything else to tell with this story. I think it's over and it's done, and I appreciate it. I did like to see Tom Mater from time to time in this movie. He kind of takes a back seat to the other characters in the film. I don't know what else to say about this movie. It's not an awful film. It is perfect, harmless family entertainment, which you expect from Disney and Pixar. G-rated, so the entire family can go and see it. And as my screening, there was lots of children enjoying this film, and they were laughing and cheering and stuff like that. So it seemed like they had a wonderful time, and hopefully their parents didn't pay too much, and thankfully they probably didn't, especially at this screening tonight. Don't know what else to say about this film. It's fine. It's decent. It's pointless, though it has a pretty nice third act. I do have to admit, I did like the third act and where it went. There was a few surprises that got me a tad emotional. Again, the only times that I really felt anything in this film is when Lightning McQueen is remembering his friend played by Paul Newman. Those are the nicest moments in the film, and when those scenes, and of course when we get to go to some of the locations that involved that older character and where Paul Newman's character came from, those were some nice stuff. Again, a lot of the stuff in the third act I really did like. I did enjoy, and it kind of brought me back to it, because for a while I was like, why does this movie need to exist? What is there a reason? I mean, it does look nice, and there are some nice, strong characters, but why? I understand why the movie's made, but I don't understand why it really needs to exist. And near the ending, I could understand a little bit. Do I want a Cars 4? No. Will it happen? Yes, I imagine it will happen. I just prefer if it just gets pushed down the aisle of whatever the video store is today, Redbox or whatever. I don't really think it really needs to exist anymore. Straight to video is fine. Put the rest of the Cars movies straight to video. I'm perfectly okay with that. I just don't think we need to have any more in the theater. It's just it's a tire store, and I want more original content coming from the talented company that is Pixar and Disney when they come together. I'm looking forward to Coco, which is coming out in just a few months. Even though the story looks very similar to the Book of Life, it's something different and original with new characters, especially from Pixar. So I'm looking forward more to that than another animated sequel from the Cars franchise. I don't know what else. I don't have any more to say about the film. It's fine. It didn't really upset me. It didn't really excite me at all either. I'd actually have to say I like this Cars 2 more than this film, just because Cars 2 was just off the wall, crazy, outrageous, silly. I saw it once and I remember enjoying it. I don't know if I'll ever watch it again, but I can't imagine watching Cars 3 ever again. I'd watch Cars 1. I would watch Cars 1, but I can't imagine watching 2 and 3 ever again. But if someone said, hey, should you go see Cars 2 and 3? I'd say, yeah, make sure you've got some small children. Sit down, make some popcorn, and sit back and enjoy it, because it's harmless, friendly, family entertainment, and that's really all it needs to be. So I'm done. Thank you so much. Cars 3 gets 3 stars. It's fine. It's okay. It's decent. It's somewhat likable. And I can't think of anything else. So goodbye. I'm done.